Hello, everyone. Today we're going to talk about the absolute need for the Republicans to end the filibuster. Okay, the reason is because it is 100% guaranteed that when Democrats take back power, they're going to end the filibuster. They've tried it before. Okay, the only reason why they couldn't do it is because of Manchin and Sinema. Okay, and they were driven out of the Democrat Party. Okay, so there's no Democrats that are going to stop this. So the filibuster is a rule, okay? It's not a law, right? It's not a constitutional thing, all right? They only need a 50% vote in the Senate to remove it, okay? And 100% guaranteed Democrats are going to do it. Now, you might be thinking, hey, Democrats aren't going to take back power. Absolutely false. We had elections just yesterday. Democrats had sweeping victories in all the important elections, okay, in all the major elections. Now, the reason why they had those victories is because of the shutdown, okay? Because here we were thinking that we were winning the shutdown, and the reason why we thought we were winning the shutdown is because, yes, it is inevitable that eventually the Democrats were going to have to go along with opening up the government. But that wasn't the point. The whole purpose of the shutdown was for Schumer to motivate his base to get to the polls. Okay, if he hadn't shut down the government, the Democrats would have basically been unmotivated. Okay, they wouldn't have gone to the polls. So Schumer won the shutdown. Okay, he won it. He used it to motivate his base to go out and vote. It does not matter that the approval among Democrats for the Democrat Party is low, okay? They're still going to vote for Democrats, okay? They just needed a little bit of extra motivation to actually get out of their houses and go vote. And the reason why that happens is because Schumer had the government shut down. That inspired them, that made them happy. They saw that as a resistance to Trump. You really got to look at this from the perspective of the Democrats, okay? How they value things, okay? What motivates them, okay? So any resistance, regardless of how effective it is, to them is motivation, okay? So 100% guaranteed the Democrats will end the filibuster, okay? Now, it's also 100% guaranteed that the Democrats are going to win the midterms, okay? They're going to win the midterms, and the reason is because unless the Republicans end the filibuster and start actually passing some laws, move forward Trump's America First agenda, the Republicans are not going to have anything to show for it, okay? If the Republicans can't even open up the government, right, on a simple continuing resolution, they're not going to pass any other laws, okay? So going into the midterms, Republicans will have absolutely nothing to show, okay? So the Democrats are going to win key races. They're going to take back at least one of the chambers in the Congress, okay? And come 2028, again, now we're, if they don't get rid of the filibuster, we're going to be 4 years of Republicans not doing anything significant, okay? And Democrats are going to have a clean sweep. They're going to have a trifecta, okay? They're going to take back the White House. They're going to have both chambers of Congress. They're going to get rid of the filibuster within the first week, and America will never be the same, okay? So Republicans have to see the writing on the wall. I mean, Democrats have told them what they're going to do. They've already attempted to do it. Okay, it's obvious. Republicans following tradition, being honorable. It is not going to stop Democrats from winning. Trying to win at all costs. And ending the filibuster, okay? So Republicans being kind to Democrats does not translate into Democrats being kind to Republicans, okay? Republicans need to get ahead of this. They need to end the filibuster. They need to really push forward the America First agenda. And on the way out, okay, here's a key thing. On the way out, okay, what they can do is they can pass a law. They can make the filibuster a law instead of a rule, okay? So, because right now, as a rule, you only need a 50% majority just in the Senate. Well, what they can do is they can actually, make it a law where it passes through the House with a 50% majority. They would only, once they get rid of the filibuster, they can pass it through the Senate. They can pass it as a law where, hey, going forward, you now need 60 votes for a law to, for anything to pass the Senate. President Trump signs it, and now you hand that over to Democrats going forward, okay? So if you make the filibuster a law instead of a rule, right, that requires 60 votes to get anything passed, okay, in order for Democrats to undo the law, they would also need 60 votes to undo the law, okay? So Republicans absolutely have to get ahead of this. They will not win the midterms. They absolutely will not win the midterms, okay? If they don't get stuff done, okay? I mean, just people aren't going to be motivated, okay? Democrats are going to win the midterms. Democrats are going to win the 2028 election. I've heard arguments that, hey, Democrats don't have anybody to run. They got Kamala, they got Shapiro, they got Whitmer, they got Cuomo, they got plenty of people to run. Okay, don't say that. Just because these people look bad to you doesn't mean they look bad to Democrats. Okay, Democrats love those people. Kamala, okay, she only lost by 1%. Okay, it wasn't the big blowout victory, right? Trump didn't have a blowout victory. It was really a very slim margin that he won by. Okay, yeah, we like to say that it was a blowout. Trump likes to say it was a blowout, but it really wasn't a blowout. It's actually, it's actually scary that Trump's victory was by only a 1% margin, and that can very easily flip the other way. Okay, so don't kid yourself that Democrats aren't going to win, because you know what? Back in 2020, okay, I didn't think that it would have been possible for Biden to win. Okay, the guy was like sleeping in his basement. Okay, and he won. Okay, cheating aside, whatever, he still won. He's the guy that went to the White House. Okay, they had a trifecta in the first term. Okay. In the first 2 years, the Democrats had a trifecta. The only thing that prevented them from getting rid of the filibuster was Manchin and Sinema, who are gone. Okay, so when Democrats win again, when they get back a trifecta, and they will get it, okay, they are going to get rid of the filibuster, and then it's going to really be the end of the United States. I mean, they're gonna do stuff like they're gonna make Puerto Rico and Washington D.C. states. So Democrats are gonna get 4 extra senators right there. They're gonna do all sorts of stuff so that Republicans never win again. Okay, so you know what? I mean, Republicans need to grow a spine. Okay, they need to get rid of the filibuster. They need to play at the level that Democrats are playing at. Okay, so people keep saying, hey, you get rid of it now, it's going to come back and bite you later. You know what? It's going to come back and bite us no matter what we do. Democrats are getting rid of the filibuster. Okay, so we got to get ahead of it, and on the way out, they can get a law. They can bring back the filibuster as a law instead of a rule, where Democrats would then need 60 votes in the Senate to get rid of it. Okay, drop some comments. The comments help push the algorithm, helps get the information out there, because somehow, some way, we got to get this information out to Republican senators, right? That really aren't seeing very well into the future. Okay, talk to you all soon.